According to multiple reports in England, Leicester City is prepared to fine Riyad Mahrez 2 weeks' wages, or about $285,000, for his disappearance over the past few days. Mahrez has missed training into games since the collapse of a potential move to Manchester City on deadline day. Reports say the Premier League leaders targeted him as a temporary replacement for the injured Leroy Sane, bidding around $71 million, but Leicester City rejected all bids for the 26-year-old. His transfer speculation left the Foxes without its dynamic winger for the 2-1 loss to Everton on Wednesday, and his subsequent disappearance could see him miss 3 training sessions before the weekend. It is likely he will miss the match against Swansea City on Saturday as well, a critical game against a team in good form and fighting for its Premier League survival. When asked about it on Wednesday after defeating West Brom, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola hinted at a future move for Mahrez in the summer. "He's a Leicester player," Guardiola said. "Everybody knows we were trying, but we cannot afford, in this moment, this amount of what they are asking. I understand perfectly. We tried to do it in the summertime, we tried to do it now, but like summer, they locked the door. We are going to see what happens in the summer." Interestingly enough, Leicester City plays Manchester City the following weekend, setting up a perfect storyline for Mahrez's return to the squad. Follow at _bonfire. Raj and Devo recap the latest round of midweek Premier League fixtures and evaluate all of the transfer window's comings and goings. Plus, in-depth analysis of which Premier League team has the best-looking players. Subscribe to the podcast or to update your iTunes subscriptions. Click here for the RSS feed. Follow at Men in Blazers. Once leading the Italian top flight and seemingly back in a title race for the first time in nearly 8 seasons, Inter has faded after a 12-month stretch of poor form, and now faces the prospect of saving the season without its leading scorer. Inter was top of the table after a 50 win over Chievo Verona on December 3, and sat there after a scoreless draw with Juventus the following week. But now, the club has failed to win since, dropping them all the way back to 4th, a whopping 13 points back of Juventus at the top. They have lost twice and drawn 5 in that span, scoring just 4 goals in their last 7 matches. The attack has gone silent, and now they will be without their best goal scorer for the foreseeable future. Leading scorer Mauro Icardi, who has 18 goals this season in 22 league matches, but he suffered an injury in training, and the club announced on Wednesday night that scans showed a right adductor strain, meaning Icardi will likely miss some significant time. The Inter captain has not missed a league game this year, and has hardly even missed a minute, seeing the field for 1,944 out of a possible 1,980 minutes this Serie A season. The next highest scorer this season for the club is Ivan Perisic with 7, followed by 22-year-old centre-back Milan Skriniar with 3. Follow at _bonfire. Marouane Fellaini's strategy to wait on a better contract offer from Manchester United could backfire after a poorly timed injury. The Belgian was withdrawn after just 7 minutes on the pitch in the 20 loss to Tottenham. He came on in the 63rd minute to replace Jesse Lingard, but was withdrawn in the 70th minute in favor of Ander Herrera and sent straight down the tunnel. Fellaini has been dogged by a persistent left knee injury since initially suffering ligament damage in a World Cup qualifier for Belgium against Bosnia-Herzegovina in October, causing him to miss 3 Premier League matches. He returned but re-aggravated the injury, forcing him out for a full 6 weeks, sidelined for 9 league games. He has since returned for 3 short substitute appearances, but it has not healed properly. Reports in England say Fellaini is now weighing up surgery to fix the issue once and for all. The reports say the problem is with the MCL, meaning surgery would likely sideline him for 68 weeks. The injury is a serious threat to Fellaini's hope of staying at Manchester United past this season. His contract is up in the summer, and he has already turned down 1 contract offer from the Red Devils. Now, that strategy of working for a better offer could backfire if Manchester United decides that resigning the 30-year-old after knee surgery is not worth his demands. Follow at _bonfire. Asked to speak at the U.S. Youth Soccer Hall of Fame dinner in Philadelphia, outgoing U.S. Soccer President Sunil Gulati spent 17 minutes absolutely slamming a number of presidential candidates and those critical of the organization in the wake of missing the 2018 World Cup. Gulati cautioned against lofty promises candidates have been making by saying all that glitters is not gold, and lamented attacks against the organization and its current leadership, saying it's okay to have opinions, but that's not discourse. The 58-year-old began by taking specific aim at a van parked outside the event that apparently attacked himself, presidential candidate Kathy Carter, fellow candidate and current Vice President Carlos Cordero, and MLS Commissioner Don Garber, calling it absolutely disgraceful. The facts don't get changed by calling people names, or saying they're not competent, or having trucks outside, Gulati said. There's ways to have elections with a positive tone, and the tone in this election is far from that, and to me that's very disappointing. The overall tone of his speech centered around the idea that things in U.S. soccer were trending upwards for many years until one loss, referencing the loss to Trinidad Tobago that eliminated the United States from World Cup contention, seemed to change the entire discussion. We lost a really big game in October in Trinidad, Gulati said. But we sent the most successful coach in the history of American soccer with a virtually healthy squad and we lost a game. He continued, looking to diminish the one result among the relative growth of the sport in the United States. Where we are today is in pretty damn good shape, Gulati said. We have done a pretty damn good job of getting the sport to where it is. Gulati attacked promises by candidates to end pay-to-play, saying that the U.S. soccer surplus wouldn't come close to being enough to end the practice. I did economics as an undergrad, not math, but that math does not pencil out, and it doesn't pencil out for any of you. Just do the math, pretty simple. It's billions of dollars. So when you hear things like that, challenge it. Think about it. Ask questions. He also slammed presidential candidates who attacked the federation's bid for the 2026 World Cup. Why would anybody seeking to stand where I am standing now, in any shape or form, criticize our World Cup effort or think it's in jeopardy? All 8 of the candidates and everybody in this room should be unified in that. Gulati also attacked ideas of promotion and relegation, changing the substitution rules, television revenue, compliance with the FIFA statutes, moving the MLS season, making the presidential position a paid position, and the discussion of electing a soccer person. Gulati summarized his speech by quoting former New York Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. And then I heard that the federation is out of compliance with 13 FIFA statutes, which is false. That's not an opinion. The great Senator Moynihan from New York said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but he also said not everyone is entitled to their own facts. These are facts. You can watch the full speech here.